million in 60 days. This is the method that I scaled a store a few months ago from $0 to $1 million in 1 month. Another store from $0 to $500,000 in 1 month. And this is the method we use when something is working really, really well. What's going on, guys? So today I'm going to be talking about what I call the Hail Mary method. Now this is something that I showed in the last video about how to scale ads. This was actually the most exciting method and something that we've been using for years. Now even when I first started with this method a few years ago, people said that it couldn't work because in this method you're duplicating ad sets, which basically means you're building ad sets that compete with each other, right? Yeah, there's a lot of skeptics to this method because when you're duplicating ad sets and they're the same exact audiences, according to Facebook's algorithm and the auction of ad space, those audiences would compete with each other in theory. But Facebook's weird and things don't always work like they should in theory. In fact, this method's worked the best for us. This is a method that I used to scale from $0 to $2 million in 60 days. This is the method that I scaled a store a few months ago from $0 to $1 million in 1 month. Another store from $0 to $500,000 in 1 month. And this is the method we use when something is working really, really well. And we want to go from spending a little bit to a lot while maintaining a ROAS the best we can. Now, let me elaborate that this is not what you want to start doing right when you have one winning ad set. When you have a product that's doing well, first you need to test more variables. You need to make sure you got the price point right. You need to make sure that your landing page is good. You need to make sure that you got the right creatives working well. And then you need to optimize. You got to find your best audiences. You got to get more sales through your pixel. You need to be able to find who's buying, which demographic is it. And as you get more sales, it'll start to work even better and better. And then when you get to a point where you have about 100 or 200 purchases and you're pretty profitable and you want to scale, this is one scaling method that I suggest. Now there's a lot of other ways to scale, but this is the method that I use most to get really big numbers. So, moving on. We're going to assume that we have a product that we're selling for $20. The cost of goods is $5. So that means that our break-even cost per acquisition, or CPA, would be $15 per purchase, right? Because if you spend $15 to acquire a customer and it costs you $5 for the product, that's $20. So you're breaking even if you spend $15 per purchase. In this example, with the Hail Mary method, we're looking for ad sets that have a target CPA of $7 per purchase. That's a very scalable amount of money to spend, because as you spend more, it's going to cost more. Maybe when you're spending a little bit, it costs you $7 per purchase. When you spend a lot, it may cost you $10 per purchase. But what's important is that you maintain profit as you move more volume, because if you're moving more volume and your overall profit isn't any larger, it's not worth scaling. So you got to always make sure that additional volume, even though the margin is a little bit smaller, you got to make sure that the additional volume makes you more profit overall. So here's how the method works. We have here 4 different campaigns. Our campaign structure is we always have one for PPE and then a different campaign for each product that we're testing. So let's go ahead and just say product number 2 is this right here. We're selling it for $20. Our cost of goods are $5. Break-even CPA is $15. Target CPA is $7. Now, Imagine we've already tested, we've already optimized, and we're ready to scale. This is how we do it. So, here's different ad sets. So we have 5 ad sets. Remember, here, our target CPA for killing or scaling is $7. So if the CPA is $15, if it's between 15, let's go over here. If it's between $7 and $15, the rule is going to be you leave it alone. Don't touch. If it's greater than $15, kill. And if it's under 7, dupe. So these are the simple rules. I'm going to show you how you can scale really quickly like this. So for the first row, I'll get in a little more depth. Let's say that ad set number 1 is a CPA of $20. Ad set number 2, let's say, is $12. Ad set number 3, we got a $4 CPA. Ad set number 4, we have a $6 CPA. And ad set number 5, we have a $7 CPA. So out of here, based on our rules, the top one is more than $15, so we kill it. The second one is between $7 and $15, so we don't touch it. And the bottom 3 are actually either $7 or lower, so we're going to scale those ones. So ad set number 2 comes over here. We don't touch it. This is the next day. So this is day 1, this is going to be day 2. So day 2, we leave this one going. And then for ad set number 3, we're going to duplicate it 5 times. Same thing for ad set number 4. And for ad set number 5. All right. So this is day 1. We killed ad set number 1. We kept ad set number 2. And we duplicated 3, 4, and 5. Now, since we duplicated each of these 3 times, that means that we have a total of 15 ad sets now the next day, right? Actually 16 because we have ad set number 2 as well. So this is day 1. This is day 2. So what's going to happen in day 3? So let's use the example here that each of these ad sets are spending $10. $10 per ad set. That means day 1 we spent $10, $20, $30, $40, $50. So D1, $50 in spend. Now day 2, we have 16 ad sets at $10 each. Now day 2, we're spending $160 while maintaining a similar ROAS. And it gets really exciting going on day 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. And this whiteboard's not going to be able to contain it. I would need a whiteboard the size of my entire living room to be able to show you, at scale, but I'm going to just draw it the best I can. So day 3, let's assume that 3 out of 5 ad sets all perform under $7 and 2 out of 5 don't. So we'll kill 2, scale 3. Kill 2, scale 3. Kill 2, scale 3. So that means that we got 5 here, 5 ad sets, 5 here, 5 here, 5, 5, and 5, and then 5, 5, and 5. So now we got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 ad sets, all spending $10 each. That means by day 3 equals $450 in spend. Right? And these are all under $7 in cost per acquisition. Now, let's go ahead and say day 4. Hypothetically, if all of these ad sets performed well, how many ad sets would we have to duplicate? Well, this would turn into 25. They would all turn into 25. Then 3 times 25, 3 times 25. So we have 75, 150, 225 ad sets now on day number 4. 225 ad sets at $10 each is $2,250. On day number 4, now we went from day number 1 spending $50 to day number 4 spending $2,250 with a similar ROAS because they're all performing at under $7 per purchase. Day 5, it gets even crazier. And again, if I was to get in real detail and use actual examples and draw this all out, we would need a gigantic whiteboard, much bigger than this one. But day 5, let's assume all the ad sets performed again, and we wanted to scale, which has happened at some points. Sometimes almost all of them perform. We just keep duplicating like crazy. We would have here 125 plus 125 plus 125. And again, here and here, we'd have 3 times 125, 3 times 125. And so that's 375 ad sets per here. So that's 375 times 3, which is over 1,000 ad sets. Let's just say we have 1,000 that are performing well. Now, day 5, we're spending $10,000 profitably. And if you're in dropshipping and you want to make money, you have to be in the mindset of how can I spend the most money that I can possibly spend profitably. In this situation, it took us 5 days to get to spending $10,000 while maintaining a good ROAS. And that is the Hail Mary method in a nutshell. Again, if I wanted to break these all down, I'd be here for hours drawing a bunch of lines and I would need a giant whiteboard. But this is the method, guys. This is how you get to 5 days, $10,000 in spend. The next day it gets even crazier. Typically we don't spend more than about $20,000 a day. It's hard to do that profitably. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you got any value out of it, all I ask is that you share it with a friend. If you like it, leave a comment. And I'm going to be answering as many questions as I could from this video, guys. So